I don't know if you can see me because Sam, I can't see you, mate. You there?
I'm here.
You're there.
Just my laptop, so it doesn't look like I'm on a cliff edge.
Excellent stuff. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Gooner Gathering. That was a heart-in-mouth moment where I just couldn't even see the entrance, the 30-second countdown. Couldn't see it at all. But never mind. We are here. I am Lee, Gooner Lee Meads, joined by Sam Wilson today. How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, mate. I'm really excited to watch a WSL match. This is our game in hand, I believe, over the leaders. Is that right?
It is, because there's another game after this.
Yeah, West Ham versus Chelsea at 8:15, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because we're the only teams now with games in hand, so that then puts us back to everyone on games.
Fair enough. So yeah, as we say, we are here for WSL coverage this evening, so a little bit of a change of pace for us. We are away Everton. Now, Everton are on the back of a very heavy defeat against Chelsea. 7-0. Of course, and Arsenal coming off a 4-0 win against Brighton and Hove Albion. Shame the men's team couldn't do that on Sunday, eh? But
let's not.
but yeah, exactly. So I know me and Sam are just about synced up, and I think the referee's about to blow the whistle. But what I'll do, Sam, I'll if I can find the right banner, which is in here. No, it's not. It's in brand. Sorry. There we go. There's the Arsenal side, my friend. Would you like to talk to us about who's playing today?
Yeah, so there's two changes from the last game. Obviously, Volti at the start of the game last time was not in the starting lineup and replaced by Katie Taylor, but she's back in. So thankfully, that was just illness. And the other one, obviously, is a massive boost. Caitlin Ford coming back to give us some more firepower up front. The rest of the lineup is unchanged, with the bench unchanged, but also kind of gives us a little bit of options if needs be. But hopefully, I'm feeling confident we've got enough to do this without the bench.
Yeah. So looking at it again, I think Arsenal with 3 centre-back formation. Lotta Wubben-Moy on her birthday, lining up alongside Jen Beattie and Raffaelli. Caitlin Ford, of course, came back as substitute in the last match for the last 20-odd minutes or so. It's nice to see her back out there, especially coming up to the tournament in the summer.
Yeah, but it makes it really, when I was actually looking at the lineup, it makes it really adaptable, because although we've got 3 centre-backs, we've got a left-handed and right-handed side of midfield that can push back if we needed to go to a 5.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
It makes it adaptable.
As Everton try and play the ball across their own penalty area, they just about got away with that. We'll take that one away. Well, in the interest of fairness and equality, I will put the Everton side out. And I think it's fair to say myself and Sam aren't super familiar with the Everton side. What I can tell you is the goalkeeper has been changed. There's 3 changes from the side that got smashed 7-0 by Chelsea. And one of the changes is the goalkeeper, Ramsey.
I am right in saying no. No, ignore me. I thought I recognised one of the players, but when I was having a second look, but it wasn't who I thought it was.
Fair enough. So it probably is a good idea just to take that away, and we'll try and just describe the action as we see fit. Just on my counter, Sam, I'm 2 minutes 37, 38, 39. Oh.
See, I'm 2:43, 44, 45, so I'm a little bit in front of you.
I will take that. That's okay. That's not a problem. Sam is on Sky Go, so I'm probably just that little tiny bit behind him. But so I really don't want any spoilers in the chat if possible, guys. Let's see how this progresses. And as we're talking along. I'd like to know your thoughts on Leah Walty signing a new contract the other day.
Yeah, it's something that the men's team aren't very good at doing, signing the most important players to long-term contracts, not taking any kind of little subtle digs at all. But it's something that the women's team are really good at, noticing how, whatever the age, the key parts of the team need to be signed down to new contracts. Yes, when Kim signed a new contract, to know that she's captain and how pivotal she is. Yes, she might be injured at the moment, but right, that just needs to happen regardless of the situation. We just need to tie it down for as long as we possibly can. I will say, though, the pitch does look really good. I'm really surprised at the condition of the pitch.
When's this being played, mate?
I will. It looks like it doesn't look like I imagine it will be like a
Tranmere or something.
Walton Hall Park.
Yeah, I've just saw that. Katie McKay just played the ball around the midfield at the moment. There's Walty spraying it out wide. And looking for Stina Blackstenius. She made a very quick start last week against Brighton. Not quite in this time. Went straight to the goalkeeper.
But I'm really surprised because it will be obviously a lower league team, but I'm surprised at how the pitch is just perfect. I can't see any sort of bobbles or anything, really.
Yeah, pitch is looking good. It's nice to see.
So in June 2020, so Walton Hall Park Stadium, it's a stadium. It's the home ground of Everton of the Women's Super League. And in
so it's an exclusive, is it?
Yeah, in June 2020, it was announced that the ground would undergo further development to meet the requirements of the Women's Super League. Reopened in 2021 with a new hybrid pitch and a capacity of 2,200.
That's fantastic. Very much like Man City's kind of idea then.
Yeah, because theirs is at the training ground, isn't it?
Yeah, you're literally just across the road.
Yeah. Which is really nice to see that care's taken in order for the pitch.
Absolutely. So, boys and girls, if you are watching us on whatever platform you are watching us on, we are live tonight on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on Twitch. So, let us know you're there. Tell us where you're watching us from and how you think today's game's going to go.
Oh, nice. Oh, that was a little clip there from Zinsberger. Thankfully, there was no Everton players.
I was going to say, she looked like she got away with one there, didn't she?
Yeah, big time. Oh, they don't look to be so far allowing us to play football.
Well, I would imagine they'd want to make a bit of a statement after what happened to them last weekend, mate. Honestly.
True.
I mean, to get smashed. I mean, we all know how good Chelsea are, and of course they picked up the FA Cup over the weekend, didn't they? But
I don't actually think there's any shame in it, though. Really, if I'm honest, because there is, although the WSL is becoming more competitive, there is still sort of 5-6 teams that do have more, because none of them really have massive capabilities in terms of spending money and stuff, but there is certainly 5 or 6 because of the success of the males teams. They're able to kind of filter some of the money down to the women's sides. So I don't actually think, because we find it sometimes, don't we, where we are playing top and bottom of the league over the last few seasons. I'm just hoping that people are actually seeing the matches between like the Arsenal and the Chelsea, or the Arsenal and the Man City, or the Man City and the Man United, like on Sunday, because then that does show you a fair representation, really, of how exciting women's football is. Sometimes if you turn on a game where any of the top 5 teams are 4 or 5 or 6-0 up, you're thinking, well, it's finished, I'm going to turn it off. So Yeah, I always like to see competitive kind of games, and
I'll say this as well. I mean, from what I've seen, over the limited time that I've seen it over the last, going to guess it's about 18 months now, isn't it?
Probably.
I've been really impressed by the competitive nature of it and the standard of how it's being played as well. And if anyone's new to it as well, I think you'll really enjoy what you see. Because it's certainly a lot of fun for me to being able to pick up, and as of course as a male guy on YouTube as well, have to pick up things very quickly. Otherwise, I'll just get a roll telling off. Do you know what I mean?
So, yeah, and it's just the sense of community that the fans still have to the players and stuff that's just really nice, and it's just a welcome change to still feel part of it somewhat in all of it. Caitlin just rugby tackled somebody.
Certainly did. She's got yellow carded for it as well.
No, I think that's the Everton player that's got the yellow card.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is really interesting because it looked like a little bit of a wrestling move by Caitlin there.
Certainly did. And just before that as well, the Everton captain Sorensen had a cross come in, just hit the side netting. So that's Karen Holmgaard on a yellow card. Apologies if I've butchered the pronunciation, by the way. I'm learning as I go.
The one thing you've got to be really careful, though, so far, when I can see the ball going across the pitch, you need to, because it's watered really well, they're going to need to make their passes, like they're not going to be able to kind of lax passes and kind of half-hearted pass.
Yeah, the pitch looks quite zippy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Which ultimately, I believe it's obviously will suit us in the way that we play, but it just means that there's almost less room for error, isn't there, when the pitch is like this?
Absolutely. If you hear noise in the background, by the way, boys and girls, as you probably will probably all know by now, my little girl was in the background having her dinner. So that is. Say hello to Amy in the chat. That would be nice.
The musical interludes always help, though. Always.
It made the Brighton game on Sunday a lot easier, I tell
you. I've gone back and watched some of the shorts because I couldn't bear to watch much after the some of the shorts of Bertie, and I just sat there and I was like, yeah. Totally.
And if you haven't seen some of it, have a look on TikTok as well. Check out Gooner Gathering on TikTok, where I get the time to just have a little bit of fun with it and mess around with it and put some music towards some of the clips. And I can take the mickey out myself, everyone. So that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
It was actually on the YouTube shorts, to be fair, because you're ever expanding sub box in the world of YouTube.
Yeah.
It just kind of, I don't know, it's got an amazing thing where it can kind of show you things and kind of then not show you things if it fancies it. And so I did see those, and I think it's easy, isn't it, to just kind of stop yourself for like 30 seconds and watch a short, isn't it, rather than
the shorts are a lot of fun to put together as well, I must say. Leah Walty fouled in the build up to there. We've had a free kick deep in the Everton midfield. Really, we're not really doing much with it at the moment. About nearly 12.5 minutes on the clock now. For anyone who's tuning in, obviously we can't show pictures, but it's on Sky Sports Premier League and Showcase tonight. If you are here in jolly old England.
Showcase means that it's actually on free to watch on Sky as well.
Exactly. Here we go. We've got a first real chance here. Cross coming in. It's dealt with very, very well by the Everton defenders. Is it going to go for a corner? I think it did. This is a great chance for Arsenal. They're so good on their set plays.
Also, I must give Everton credit so far. They played really well and kept it kind of completely in the balance almost. Probably.
considering the scoreline from last weekend, they'll be really pleased they've got through 13 minutes 0-0.
Yeah, because the way that we tend to pick our moments to press, don't we? And normally at the start of the game, we just press. So being able
and
to
we were
stop...
2-0 up by this stage last weekend.
Yeah. So being able to stop that, something in itself.
Right, so there's some comments in the chat. So there's one Steve Wilson here, mate. Hope they do better than the first team against Brighton. Yeah, and Spencer, who joined us at post-match on Sunday. Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's nice to have you back in the chat, my friend.
I did stick around. I did stick around for that, though, after the game.
No.
I did. I did stick around for that one.
But we've had an interesting sort of couple of discussions. You know, myself and the poshest man in sports entertainment, Posh Bertie, we had a really interesting sort of debate on Monday, almost like a post-mortem, if you like, of what happened and how we look at this season as a whole. And do you know what was quite fun about it? Is Everton give the ball away really sloppily. We'll come back to in just a second. See if Stina can move the ball across. You can. There's a cross come in on the right-hand side. It just gets deflected away from Caton Ford. And Everton looked to be trying to run it out of defence. That me and Posh came back for a bit of a post-mortem on Monday. And it was a really interesting stream. If you haven't seen it, have a look at it. Because me and Posh might have our differing views, but it's a really interesting, respectful, and good stream to watch. I think it's one of our best because we had it was quite heated, but it was quite good to do as well. And so yeah, we have our differing opinions, but you know, still love it to pieces. So it could go back on Saturday. In fact, it'll come back on Sunday. No, not Sunday, Friday, because we're doing a pre-match on Friday.
But it's complete. That's just epitomizes complete emotion, though, doesn't it? Almost, and just kind of how it actually seems from the way you see it, also almost, but the way that I kind of felt as well.
Half a chance there. That was Stina Blackstenius left-footed. By the way they're lining up, looks like it's gone for a corner.
It is.
But I mean, I saw Spencer's comment in the chat at lunchtime today, and you know, when I put the video up, it's like, it's a short saying, basically, when Posh was saying, ultimately, for all the good moments that we've had during the men's season, ultimately,
it's going to mean nothing at all.
For nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But Spencer said, you know, it's strong disagree, and that's what's quite fun about that sort of discussion, because we could have a discussion like that. We didn't shout over each other. We had a good chat, and it was it was fun to do.
Yeah, see, that's how I watched. That was the one I watched, and that's kind of how I felt about it. I'm thinking, yes, we had that amazing. You mentioned the amazing. That's the one that will stick with me. The Man United at the end. Because it was one of those moments again that you didn't quite know what to do with yourself, and you went crazy.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's probably the thing I'll hold from this season now, because of the way that unfortunately it's going to end.
I get that. The other positive I will take from it personally, and this is all to do with all of you guys that have come in and helped me out and get Gooner Gathering running, is the fact that, you know, after sort of breaking away from our previous channel, and to be able to produce our own stuff and keeping the content coming. I don't know if you realise this, but between us all, between all the long streams, the post matches, all the Desert Island kickabouts that we've done, there's a tier list in there as well. We've just hit just over 300 videos. And I think that's just including with the shorts as well. And I think that just shows how committed all you guys are, and I appreciate you all so much.
Yeah, that's That's given me another reason to remember the season with.
There you go. Exactly. Lots of people just joined all of a sudden there. That was lovely. So welcome in, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Give Spencer another shout out in the comments. My 15-year-old has given me the best memories. She actually cares about Arsenal. She has a lot of City friends at school. Yeah. And I bet them City fans are very gracious in how they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, I guess that's another reason to look at it in a completely different perspective.
Yeah.
Another reason to that somebody wants to follow the team that is on the way there. That's kind of how you would look at that one, I hope.
Yeah, and kind of the discussion that I had was something like, I'm kind of hoping this very young squad will move on from this, learn from it, and with a few more experienced hands alongside us, as Blackstenius has gone down in a heap.
See, I don't. I don't panic as much when the men go down, but currently, I just panic so much as soon as one of our players hits the turf at all, and that didn't look nice at all.
No. Well, we saw it. Laura Vensberger, isn't it? That's right.
That stud's on the. I don't obviously. Not meant to be. It's not meant to be malicious in any way. It's just the scrape of the studs down the
straight down the Achilles,
back of the leg, isn't it? Like that's going to be a sore
one. So yeah, I'm hopeful. We'll cover men's transfer business in a couple of weeks' time, I think, because from what we're hearing, maybe we'll talk about this a little bit more at half time, because this is supposed to be the ladies' watch.
Yeah, this is normally what I use the ladies for. It's like a welcome break from the whole of the men's situation, because you can just sit down and enjoy it most of the time. And the heart that we've got as a team, losing all those players, is just something to behold, really.
4 major players with ACL injuries is just,
what, 4 or 5, isn't it? I don't know.
4, I think, with Miedemar, Williamson, and Laura.
Yes, right. You're right. Laura went on the Champions League game that I was at, didn't she?
That's right. Looks like Stina's okay. Looks like she's about ready to come back on. Another comment I need to put up. All in all, this is from Steve. Hi, Dan.
Yeah, he's downstairs.
All in all, terrific season. Come on leaps and bounds from last term. Need not rest on our laurels and go out and make it a title-winning squad. Up the blinking Gunners. Yeah, absolutely. One more from Spencer. I'll never forget.
Really like this one, actually.
Yeah, the walk-off against Bournemouth. She was there watching the game with me. It's hard to engage with a 15-year-old girl. Arsenal gave me that this year. That is awesome. I love that. And I also remember literally yelling down the group chat. Oh, do you recall this? I literally was running around the living room. I couldn't even see the pictures because it was a Saturday game. But it was a special moment.
The Bournemouth game, as in the Reece Nelson
the Nelson game, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense now, yeah. I was unfortunately at another game of football, so I didn't get to witness it.
You were at another game of football. Would you have been at Lincoln by any chance?
Would have been, yeah.
Oh my goodness, they're in. Left or right-footed shot scuffed. Not to worry, Arsenal will run away with it.
Hold on, Caitlin. Oh, unlucky.
Couldn't find Stina. Out for a throw. I think it's to Everton as well.
It is.
23 minutes in. They're going to be quite happy with this.
Big time. If you came into this game not knowing the result the other day, you would say that didn't happen almost, wouldn't you? Because they look a fairly decent, well set up side, really.
Yeah. But I mean, I suppose it's also probably a little bit of a testament to how good the Chelsea side are as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not going to like me saying that. I know.
Yeah, but I also kind of said this. I also said that a couple of seasons ago, I said that we weren't miles away, but we were quite a distance away from the squad that we have and the squad that we have.
Yeah.
If I put our injuries back into the side now,
Yeah.
I don't actually think we're far away at all, if I'm honest.
I think they've done extraordinarily well to be able to be in this position, being that the quality of player that's been missing are two major front players have been missing now, and the England captain is missing. It's just been horrible luck for us, but they're still right up there.
Just to go on again, it's like if you take away, if you didn't know the achievements and just told someone you'll have 4 of your major first team players with an ACL, a long list of others out, and you'll win a Continental Cup. Get to the semi-finals.
I was going to go next because
get to the semi-finals of the Champions League and only just lose.
Yeah,
and being still in a position that you can get in the top 3 places, you would go absolutely never. So that's
phenomenal effort.
The bounce back that they've got, and just kind of
absolutely. You know, you look at it, and probably against all odds in the Conti Cup final, especially if you recall, we're going 1-0 down as early as we did. They managed to recover themselves. They managed to get back into that game, picked up the trophy, and like you said, came within minutes of potentially getting into a bit of a shootout kind of situation in the semi-final in the Champions League, and to still be fighting for the domestic league title.
Yeah. Stina's offside there. I think she's quite a distance off, to be fair. But this is what I also like, is that yes, VAR had to be put into the Champions League semi-final, but it just created this kind of, they've checked all of it, whether they're offside or not, which they probably obviously were. But it created that thing in the stadium where they've checked all 4 of our goals. Yes, 2 were disallowed, but then why haven't they checked any of Wolfsburg's goals that have gone in? So it creates this kind of almost upheaval in the crowd as well, doesn't it? So it's just nice to have it where, like Lincoln, if something happens, you just have to get on with it. You can't go back and think, I've just celebrated, but hang on a second, do I have to just wait until they check everything? And then
as a bit of an older gentleman who's been watching the football since the 90s and stuff, I find it really frustrating sometimes to watch a live match in the Premier League and that little bit of self-doubt, especially when you're doing this and you're trying to describe it, and then all of a sudden, it might be offside, all this, and it's horrible. It literally is horrible.
It's just it makes it even. It's just an added bit of tension in the crowd. Like you go to any football game, any live event, any concert, just to be there and enjoy the atmosphere and the moment and everything else. And it just somewhat,
So Spencer says, in America for the NFL, all scoring plays are reviewed. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen when VAR came in, which I like, but it doesn't take long. I'd rather have the right call versus getting the call wrong. Yeah, I agree with that. And the ball was in the net. Arsenal have scored, and it's Caitlin Ford who's done it.
Oh my gosh. I feel like a terrible broadcaster that I've just completely missed it.
I saw it. It wasn't the most fiercest shot in the world, but it's sort of trundled by the goalkeeper. It's 28 minutes in. Arsenal lead 1-0. Caitlin Ford on a return to the first team, starting lineup, I should say, has scored the goal. All coming from an Arsenal throw, which was kind of intercepted by the Everton defence, and they've just made an absolute mess of it.
Wow!
It Ford, and she sort of just slid the ball in.
That is some technique, though. That is some technique. She had a little look over her shoulder to see where the goalkeeper was, where she needed to put the ball, and then she knew
the ball. Look at the direction on the shot.
No,
that's incredible! What a goal! In fairness,
unbelievable.
I underrated it when it went in.
Yeah,
but Everton was straight back in. They looked like they could score. That's a life-saving tackle. That was Lotta Rubens-Moy who's just got in the way of it. That was incredible defending from her on her birthday. Cross coming in, away. Everton looking to respond really quickly. Left-footed drive just goes over the bar. Not a bad commentator, am I? I'm pretty good, am I? Right, I better just update me old ticker.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wouldn't mind just keeping an eye on the action just for a couple of seconds.
Still up play from the shot.
Arsenal. Oh no, it's not 2. It's 1. There you go.
Don't jinx it. Please don't do that.
Oh mate, no. While I was doing the Brighton game, I automatically went up to Arsenal scoring. Maybe the second one's coming. I better take the comment off there. Spencer saying, I understand the emotion aspect, though. Yeah.
I think that's a conversation to be had, though, on a different video, to be fair.
I think possibly that's something we'll do post-season.
Mm-hmm.
Because the concept of VAR, I do understand, but it does seem to take an awful long time sometimes. And I don't think that helps the flow of the game.
And I also think whether this is questionable, it probably is questionable, but I don't think it's completely done in the right way. In a lot of other sports, it's done in the right way to make it more fair. And I just question in men's football if it's also kind of made to increase talking points and create anger and frustration and conflict alongside. So I think that's where it kind of they get it very wrong in terms of how other sports do it.
And this
concept, it works, doesn't it? But it's just the whole politics behind it in football that's not so.
And there's been so many aspects of it that have not gone quite right. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of apologies and stuff for VAR decisions that have been wrong. I'm not just talking about Arsenal, by the way. I'm talking
in general. And do we hear of that in other sports that have it? We don't. So it makes you kind of question the motive behind it, doesn't it? Almost.
I mean, I do follow a few other sports. I follow a little bit of cricket and I follow a bit of.
Oh, Stina. Good save by the goalkeeper.
Went out from the goalkeeper. I follow a bit of cricket and I follow a bit of tennis. Right. And when it comes to looking at video decisions and stuff like that, particularly in the cricket, it's all done very efficiently, very quickly.
Ooh.
I suppose in terms of football, you're getting the physical impact, getting the VAR decisions in terms of tackles and stuff right. But I think there's something we could do. They could do a little bit better. But again, that will be for another discussion.
Absolutely. Oh, nice. We've got it back.
Good interception there from Arsenal.
Oh,
long range drive, and it's in.
Right.
That's McCabe, yeah?
It is.
Yeah, I called it. Oh, my goodness me.
Deflection. so the goalkeeper got to it, but I think it was the aspect of seeing it too late and how far it was going into the corner.
Yeah. I never even had a chance to put the 1-0 banner up. What happened here? So we sort of nicked the ball in the midfield. It was a very simple goal. And McCade's just, I can't quite see who put it. Was it Pullover? Yeah, it was, 21. And then McCade has just hit a long distance drive. I think the goalkeeper's going to be a little bit upset with herself, but the bounce of the ball doesn't really help her.
Yeah, see, I don't think it's one that can particularly go on her, though, because it was how far it was put into the corner, how far away it was. It's kind of the unexpected, isn't it, a little bit? She did get a hand to it, but at that point, it was way too far into the corner for her to push it away, basically. So,
and Arsenal doing what they need to do tonight. They've got the 2 goals in 34 minutes, and
put us
our early kickoff.
Yeah, which would put us 4 points in front of City.
Yeah.
If it was to carry on the same way as it is now.
Exactly.
With them playing Man United on Sunday at 6:30, that's looking a half decent situation at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, much like last week, Arsenal getting a couple of goals in the first half, and it might have taken a bit longer to get their passing together, but they've got the 2 goals, which is important, especially away from home. Everton on the attack now. They managed to cut it out before it gets to danger area. And Arsenal looking to break away.
Go on, Caitlin.
Forward against the right back. Kind of cut inside. She's going to have a drive, but it's gone straight to the goalkeeper.
I believe the player that she's running against is the one that got the yellow card earlier on in the game. I think. I'm right.
Which means she was a little reluctant to go and challenge.
Mm-hmm. Which is not something that you want to be doing when Caitlin Ford gets on the run.
Yeah.
Definitely made that difference, though. So far in the game, having Caitlin Ford there has definitely made that difference, I think. The little spark that has kind of set the attacks alight, really, again, almost.
It's her directness of her play, I think, I quite like. And she doesn't mess about, doesn't she? She's not shy of having a go, which I quite admire.
And she knows exactly where the goal is, as demonstrated in that first. Because that split second that she had to look at that goalkeeper was not enough time on its own to just perfectly place it by the post and in the goal. Like, it just wasn't. Without knowing exactly where the goal is. Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, I kind of missed that, mate. What happened there? Can you describe the tackle on Volti?
Yeah, so it was between Volti and Galli, number 22 for Everton. They just kind of clashed into each other, basically. But we have the free kick for it.
Just on the halfway line. It's nothing immediately threatening. McCade was just playing the ball back to Raffaelli. Now, Jem Beattie is looking to play a long ball to the right-hand side of the pitch. But Arsenal are just going to keep it amongst themselves. Zimberger out of a goal. That concerns me a little bit, but Blackstenius trying to run onto it. Back to the Everton goalkeeper. And that pass is poor. And Arsenal are in again. But the shot was weak and it's gone straight to her. I think it's was it Stina? It was Stina. Sam, you're going to have to lose me for just a minute, mate. All right?
No, that's okay. Oh, nice. So it's just a little snapshot by Stina that went straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, but it was from their own passing out from the back from the goalkeeper. They're also kind of doing the same here, which has managed for them to come off this time by the looks of it. Still playing it around the back. Managed to get it out and towards halfway, but we've managed to gain possession back. Frida on to Katie.
Thank you very much.
And then Stina, Caitlin, 3-0.
3-0 to the Arsenal. Well, it was the time to come back, wasn't it?
It was. You should disappear again and then disappear again, and then 2 seconds later, hopefully, we score another.
Watch talk about what's his name now? Brendan Rodgers, former Leicester manager.
So again, it was. I was kind of saying they've managed to get away with it, but they didn't. They brought it near to halfway. Ball through to Katie. Stina did the heading towards goal, and then Caitlin was there to just.
What a lovely ball, Katie, by the way.
It was
absolutely superb play. McCabe on the left-hand side, left-footed ball in. Stina's head parried away, claiming of an offside there. But nodded in from Caitlin Ford. And I think it's confirmed it is 3-0.
So 2 out of 3 of our goals, this is just the cynical side of me, 2 out of our 3 goals, Everton could have avoided.
Yeah.
So they'll be unhappy that they've kind of played out from the back, because ultimately 2 out of our 3 goals have started from them just giving us the ball back, basically.
Very much so. Very much so.
Half-time,
Katie looking to get another one here.
Oh,
nasty.
Nice.
Anna, we have a situation in there. Sorry, Sam.
That's all right. So we've got a free kick nearing the edge of the box, to be fair. That's a very dangerous place to give us a free kick, and I think he's very fortunate to not get away with to get away without a yellow card as well. So we've got Katie walking away from it, with Frida looking like she's going to take it. Which is it's an incredibly dangerous position, one that you don't want to give away a free kick in. So this very well could be another goal.
The joys of being on daddy duty, ladies and gentlemen.
Could be. Get in. 4-0.
And it is. It's 4.
Lotta.
Lovely. Oh, fantastic. I'm so pleased for her. The Arsenal girl has been there for so long as well.
And it's got
4-0 to Arsenal.
And it's just got the wonderful story of putting when the game got postponed and putting the tab behind the bar for the people that had gone up.
Oh dear, we might have had some sound problems there. I'm going to call it that and nothing else. My God. What do you think of Amy? Amy, what do you think of Everton's defending? Oh my God. One for the blooper reel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's just that wonderful story of the fans going up to a game, it being postponed last minute, and then her putting the tab behind the bar for everyone to get a drink on her, basically. So yeah, that's just a nice touch, really. So it's gone right the way back. Well, it's certainly a much different situation to when it was 0-0, and I was kind of saying that it's very competitive because it's now 4. You blink and it's now 4-0.
You see the stat that's just come up there. It's Lotta's best appearance record in the league season as well, with 33
appearances this year. this season. Oh wow!
And Arsenal looking hungry for more. Histina trying to play it into the box, gets intercepted, and Everton are trying to get it away, but they've been shell shocked here. That's not a right back reference, honest.
Katie, go on, have a go. Have a go again. Oh!
Hey! Oh, so close to 5. So close to 5-0.
But now the Everton players are going, oh my God, damage control. Damage control. Damage
Well, that's
control.
another wrestling reference, isn't it?
Yeah. Because they're just thinking,
that's my boy.
They're thinking not 7 again, not again.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in again.
Oh, keeper's just about batted it up in the air and she's caught it. Whoa, let me just try and figure out who that was. It was Caitlin again.
Yeah. Come direct from a header from our defence. Just looped over everyone into the feet of Caitlin, but then the goalkeeper was wise to it and was out to not give him much of a chance to.
This time it's a free kick to Everton, which they've taken very quickly. Arsenal are not in position. Ball on the right-hand side, which is kind of been stopped, and they've got to go back again.
Yeah, this is what I mean by having those flexible players in midfield. You could then see us kind of dropping now to a 5 look.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what having that extra centre back does.
Mm-hmm.
Especially how adaptable they are as well. Very, very much so.
It's almost like a little trick, isn't it? Because if you've got 3 at the back, it leads you to believe that.
Just hello to my broadcast colleague and the poshest man in all of sports entertainment.
It's just
also known now on TikTok, Posh, as Harry Maguire lookalike.
Oh my gosh!
I know you'll be well pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be pleased with that one at all.
But he's checking in a bit under the weather today. But as I said, I'll now I know Posh is here as well. I will say this: that we, I know. Look, check out the TikTok video, mate. But I so enjoyed our debate on Monday night. We might have our differing views on the whole situation in terms of the season, but the stream itself was absolutely sensational. I really enjoyed it. Posh is even more poorly now after the comparison. Do you know what, Posh? I'm sure you're a better defender than Maguire.
Yeah, it doesn't take. I'm pretty sure all of us together or on our own would be much better. And I don't claim to be any sort of defender at all.
Do you know my preferred position, mate?
Mm-hmm.
Left back in the dressing room.
Yeah, I was going to.
So on that bombshell, I think we are just about playing into the last couple of seconds of the first half. I think the referee will be about to blow any second now.
Oh, yes.
There we go. So what a first half that was for Arsenal. Took a little bit of time, but we get 4-0 ahead in the first 45 minutes. It's exactly what we need to be doing, isn't it?
It just showed that you've still got to be quick to capitalize on any mistake. You've still got to be quicker, haven't you? And one step ahead. So that's what we've been able. That's been the difference ultimately, that we've been able to just counter off. Some of it was our own doing. Obviously, the goal from Caitlin and Katie they've still got to score them, but ultimately the difference being that we're quicker to be able to counter attack and take the ball off them. Basically, that's been the takeaway first half.
Would you be able to do me a little favour, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to check in on Manchester City's Champions League game, please? Because I've just got something in my little ticker just above my head right now. It's saying that apparently now City are bottle jobs.
What?
So,
well, it hasn't started yet.
okay.
But the teams will be out now, like 4 minutes ago.
Okay.
So I wonder. I'm not really sure as to why. It doesn't look like there's any kind of massive changes in the side. That would be the only thing that I could.
To be fair, it's a WhatsApp group predominantly with Liverpool fans, so I'll
okay.
to a point.
Take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say it's a Liverpool fan who runs it, who's been ever so helpful to us and our group in promoting what we're doing. So fair enough. So would you like to go back, if you can remember how the goals went in and describe them, particularly to Dad, who wants to know what's happened since, because he's just switched back on.
Well, that's his own fault, isn't it, really, if he's just switched back on and missed all 4 goals?
Professional there, come on.
So the first one, I've just heard a little giggle from downstairs. So the first one was the strike from Caitlin, wasn't it? When the ball came across, from us, from then giving the ball away and us counter-attacking, we put a ball across. Caitlin took one look round her shoulder to find out where the goalkeeper was and slotted it perfectly between the post.
Yeah.
So it ricocheted into the goal, basically. The second was a memory test, basically, for me, this. Was the Katie McCabe strike from out of nowhere. Another little instance. So completely out of nowhere, just struck it from the edge, from past the edge of the box, and just nestled straight in the bottom corner with the goalkeeper trying to put a touch onto it, but couldn't keep it out. The
third goal's my favourite.
Third being
Lotta.
The Lotta header.
Yeah.
From a corner.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Completely unmarked. And she just headed it in as she would normally do, given the opportunity. And the fourth being
Ford on the rebound, Cena.
So it was from the... No, it wasn't from the free kick. It was from a Katie McCabe cross.
Yeah, that's right.
Then steamed all of the hard work by heading it towards goal, and then Caitlin Ford was there to pick up the pieces and head into an open goal, basically.
So there you have it, boys and girls. It's 4-0 to Arsenal. I can see a lot of people in the chat for us, and I'm so grateful to see all of you there. Please make sure you've liked the stream. Please make sure you're subscribed. Thank you, John Motty Motson. I like that. I love that reference. While I have a second, Sam, if you want you to go and get yourself a drink or something, if you're good, you can stay. But I'm going to do a little bit of plugging now, if you don't mind.
Yes, that's absolutely.
Right. So I do want to say a little bit of a thank you to Retro Football Management. This is a mobile phone game which I genuinely play. I've been playing for a good year or more now. These guys have been really, really helpful to me because we've been. Let me just do this. Sorry, let me just solo layout. There we go. I've been in discussions with these guys for a little while, and they've been ever so helpful in trying to sponsor us. If you're not aware of it, it's a free download. I know it's definitely for iPhone because that's exactly what I'm using to do our stream on right now. But so it's a game. It's so easy to pick up. It's a real throwback to the old days of the 1990s, where it's quite an easy game to pick up. And it's as it suggests, retro football management. You can go back through the years, through decades gone by. I've had a save. I was West Ham manager because I have family up in Dagenham as well. So, and the likes of Trevor Booking, Martin Peters, Bobby Moore, of course. So give them a look. In the pinned comment, which you could probably see just about there, is a free download. I know it's for iPhone. If you give them a subscribe or whatever you want to call it, give them a download on it. It will help our channel amazingly as well. And obviously with this YouTube channel, we want to keep on growing and growing. And, you know, check the game out. I genuinely love playing it myself. So that's, once more, it's Retro Football Management. I am in progress of getting a video together with some gameplay of this as well. I'm not really a big gamer, but this is something I've been playing. I've got a voiceover to do, and then we can put some more content in. Posh Bertie says, "Can you rogue rivalries in this game?" Absolutely, you can, and I know exactly what you're talking about there, young man. So let me just take myself away from solo layout, and then Sam is back.
I can also confirm that link does work on Google Play as well if you give it a minute.
Thank you, mate. I didn't know. I've been waiting for a Twitter response from you. So that's from that's from App Store and what do they call it from?
From Play Store.
From Android.
Play Store.
Fantastic. So while we're in half-time stage, I think it's probably a good idea to talk about the breaking news that happened in the men's game about an hour ago. I want to talk about Brighton. No, let me get this right. Brentford's
Sunday on your mind.
Brighton on the brain for some reason. Can you imagine why?
Yeah.
I'll try again. I want to bring up Brentford striker Ivan Toney, who, of course, has had a charge of betting irregularities, or whatever you want to call it, above his head since probably about January. And it's quite an astonishing amount of charges that's put against him. I believe about an hour ago it was revealed that he has been found guilty of about 230 odd of these charges.
I think that is being generous. I think that's been really generous to him. So they dropped 30 of the charges, which still takes it above 300. So I think he's very fortunate to have just that length of time.
Okay, Amy, this is a serious bit Daddy needs to do. Okay, thank you. So what's basically happened is that it was revealed about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, that he has been given an 8-month complete ban in football. So that will include training and matches, I suppose, getting even anywhere near the team itself. So I would say that is a massive blow to him. I think Toney himself is 27 years old. I think Brentford are in discussions, obviously, with their legal people and stuff. I believe they can appeal this decision, but this is all going through like high court judges. This is not just FA. They sort of obviously have charged him, but then it's gone through real high people because this is obviously a very serious kind of situation. So I'm going to throw it to you, mate. What are your initial thoughts of hearing the news tonight?
Listening to you then, it's kind of brought up this same emotion that I had again. How can they have any way of appealing it almost? Because certainly a lot of charges, and in any football player's contract, they can't bet on any games of football, regardless if you have part to play it or not. So I don't see how Tony can't just hold his hands up and kind of say, look, I've made a massive error here of a sustained period of time where I've been breaking the rules. So I think he's very fortunate to kind of get away with it only 8 months, really, because it's a sustained amount of time, and it's not just the 1 or 2 offences. It's 300 odd. So, yeah, I can think he can count himself very fortunate that the fine's not bigger for one, and that it's not a longer period of time for sure. Posh has got about those 2 news about the Man City charges. Again, though, that's kind of people.
No, and I think that's going to take a lot longer to deal with as well, to be honest. And I totally get Posh's point there as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
going back so long, that'll go above like normal courts. It'll go to the highest of high courts in terms of sport, as well as all the courts that deal with like the little bits. So that's a years and years process, I think. And also, I guess this is the question for you and everybody in the comments. If that was to happen right now and they were to be stripped of all these points and then miraculously we were able to jump over them, I don't think I'd want it like that. Personally, myself, I wouldn't want anybody else to give us a reason to kind of discount the work that we've done.
Hello, Stacey. Welcome into the stream. Thank you for joining us. Posh says, City charges will take a long while to deal with. What I think I'm going to have to do, Sam, just for a minute, as you're very aware that I've got my family situation here as well. I'm going to have to leave the stream just for a bit, okay?
Yeah, so that's fine.
You have the bridge for a minute, and can you see all the comments and stuff? I know you can't bring them up.
I can.
If you can keep the chat coming for Sam until I come back, all right? So I'll put Sam on solo. There you go, and I'm out for a minute, guys.
When you get so big, the pressure's on. So an interesting one. It's easier to punish a player for integrity issue than a rich club with influence. Yeah, I think there is that. But I guess with the difference being is that you can punish a single person, but in order to kind of get influence on a club that's got so many people involved and all this amount of money to fight in whichever way that they can, I guess that shows between the two. Yeah, I guess because that Super League came up, there's always going to be that fear there of it ever coming back, because it was almost came to sort of happen in the first instance. So yeah, I guess there always is going to be that hanging over it. But to go back to the football a little bit, players are coming out for the second half. Don't think we're due to start yet. I think they're just coming out to kind of be on the pitch and ready, going into like a huddle almost, to discuss what's going to happen second half, I guess. Looks like we have exactly the same team that came from the first half. We do, I believe. Everton making 1 sub. When that comes on screen, I shall let you know. So it's Galley going off for, oh my gosh, number 4, which is a name that I will have to look back and see if I cannot butcher it. Let's have a look. And it looks like Katie Taylor is stripped off and ready for us. And I've made a royal cock up.
That'll be Jodie Taylor.
Yes, I just realised what I've done. Kind of been like,
oh. Sorry, Matt. I'll be gone just now. Okay.
No, that's all right. So Raphael coming off and Jodie Taylor coming on. So how that will change things, we shall see as time progresses. But it's probably pushed one of the defenders, the midfielders, back. So we're lining up as though playing on the wing. Still looks like we've got a free at the back, potentially. So it's an over the top ball to Caitlin Ford, which is deemed as offside. So we have started the second half, about 20 seconds in, with an Everton free kick, which they've decided to play around the back. But being allowed a little bit of space at the moment, which was capitalised on. They managed to bring it out towards the halfway line. I have seen the comment, but I won't allude to that because we've got plenty on the bench in order to bring on that will do a much better job. So Everton coming forward now into the box. And that's a free kick from a little bit of a lunge towards oh, this doesn't look very nice at all. Oh, that does not look nice at all. Oh. Oh my gosh, that studs into the ankle. Just hoping she's okay. Because that's vaulty down. And that didn't look nice at all.
I am on my way back, Sam.
Cool.
What happened there, mate?
Really, really nasty challenge. When the ball had gone, she doesn't look okay at all. When the ball had gone, yeah, you notice Jen Beattie like screamed in her face almost because it was studs around the ankle of Volti, which then because of the impact of it, like also her body then crashed onto the player that tackled her. So that was not nice at all. I'll be very surprised if that's not another one on the injury list, to be fair. Because she's been down ever since and she looked in a lot of pain.
Jeez. So
I hope it shows again so you've got the chance to actually see it.
Yeah.
Because on first, I thought that's really... Yeah, it's been changed to a red card now, I think. Yeah, she's off.
Yeah, absolutely right. Red card, that's rare to see in the WSL as well.
And I think that's probably right, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, so she's consulted the assistant by the looks of it.
Yeah. See, the difference is I don't think it was. I don't think it was intentional at all.
She's distraught. In all fairness to us,
Yeah,
clearly.
That's the problem, I think. Which is never nice to see them coming off, and being that upset. But ultimately, when you look back on it and the situation that it was in, the fact that the ball had gone,
yeah,
I can't really also argue with that decision to change it from yellow to a red. I didn't want to say it straight away, but it was a really nasty one. And
so
she's not in a good way at all.
She's getting gas and air right now to try and relieve the pain. This really is an awful situation here. I'm sorry I've missed some of this, guys, but obviously this is a very, very serious situation here, and this is clearly going to take a good few minutes to get all sorted out. So
yeah, I think we've already been at it like a couple of minutes at least, because I think you can sometimes tell by the reaction.
Yeah.
Because if it was a nothing sort of challenge and it was completely unintentional and nothing really happened,
yeah,
there's no need for your defender to really say anything. Yes, they might, but it was that Jem Beattie, I think, saw the impact and then the pain. Obviously, there was probably a screw in it or whatever, and then she's gone, my gosh, she's not in a good way. So then she did sort of, well, there was completely no need for that, which there wasn't. Yeah,
4-0 as well. You can see. Look, I mean, Zimberger's right out in the thing, trying to give a teammate some comfort here. I can only imagine how bad this is. You can see the girls are absolutely distraught here, and I mean they're going to take her time to get her off the field and whatever they need to do here.
Ultimately, I really like that though. If something really serious has happened, they then do all that they can to protect the player in terms of the camera not being able to see anything and stuff. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Just you wouldn't see that on the street, would you? If she doesn't look in a very good way at all, but you wouldn't see that on the street. Cameras panning back to someone that was really unwell, would you? Like on the floor. So I never get this kind of camera work that you have to just constantly be on it.
Get the camera off her, for God's sake, guys.
That's what I mean. It's just,
what are they doing? I mean, listen, my thoughts are going to the men's game and Ramsey and Eduardo right now, and they were very quick to get the cameras off her, off them, them, and red card for chaps. Do you want to describe the tackle again for your dad?
I don't really know. Without seeing it, it's quite a hard one. That's why I wished you could have. Oh, that doesn't look good at all. I think at a point there, when the cameras panned back, and it was kind of like the backwards view where you could see the player and then Zinsberger, I don't think she was fully conscious then, to be honest, because she just looks, well, dazed, doesn't she, basically, completely and utterly, because it really was.
The pain taking over, and then all of a sudden, if it's too much, you could very easily pass out. So
basically, what happened? The ball had pretty much gone into nothingness, and the player just kind of carried on in that impact sort of movement when you're obviously trying to get the ball.
Yeah,
but with that, it followed through to studs on ankle, Voltley going up in the air a little bit and coming down and crashing on the body of the player that tackled her. So you've got the impact of the pain, first of all, and then you've got the almost double impact of then hitting the player and then the ground. So it really wasn't nice to see at all.
I mean, she's just being carried off from the stretcher now
with the leg like bandaged up, like in not plaster, is it? But like in
It's a
protective.
protective kind of
Yeah.
thing, so we won't be able to move it. Through I am very nearly in tears, and I've got this is about a year and a half of me doing YouTube. This looks potentially like the worst thing I've ever seen live in a match, describing it. But I'm going to try and keep going with it. Catherine Krul is on as the substitute, and that was about 8 minutes of the of time. Obviously, that's going to be added on. Added on later.
Is the name, thanks to Spencer, it's called an aircast.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. And you take this, yeah, not good then. Yeah, that's probably an understatement.
No, it really wasn't. I think you could see, if you go back on my reaction to it, initially wasn't kind of that much. And then as it played it more, it kind of got worse every time I saw it then.
That's the thing, because I haven't seen it. That's the real thing. Because obviously I had my thing to deal with here.
It really wasn't nice.
Right. As Dad says, hopefully no break. But I'm definitely not a medical person and stuff. But let's just say that look, we wish her all the very best and hope she's okay. Kind of difficult to talk about football after this, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But,
because you just look at it in the sense of come back from an illness to come back in the starting lineup, and then come back in the starting lineup, play really well, and then it's just.
Do you know what I will talk about? And this is quite fun to think about before all this nastiness has happened. The little bit of fun that she was having with the fans over Twitter before announcing a new contract over the week.
Yeah.
But okay, so listen, we are at 56 minutes in the game, and obviously there's going to be a bit longer to go, but clearly this is.
And it will certainly not.
Jodie Taylor, I don't think I saw this chance earlier on. This is McCabe hitting a cross, and Taylor, who's only just on, gets ahead to it, and it's gone over.
Oh, it's just not what you need. You go into the weekend thinking, right, this is a good kind of a little boost for the weekend when we've got Chelsea to come on Sunday at 12:30, and then it just puts you back to thinking, well, it's another thing we've got to contest with on Sunday when you play in a team that's
absolute
last 2 years running. I don't particularly like to say it, but they have, so you can't kind of sugarcoat around that fact. So it's just,
I get what you're saying. I think what the girls will need to just sort of try as best as they can to. My head's going to St Andrews, of course it is, and what happened to against Birmingham City against Arsenal back in the day, and how they dealt with the injuries. They're just going to have to get through this period of play here, and I'd be very happy to take 4-0 and off we go. To be honest, right now. So Dad says, I'd always say a player who breaks an opponent's leg or ankle should be out the length of the injured player. Yeah, I get that. I do have a bit of sympathy, the right word? I don't know, because I haven't seen the tackle, but obviously she's had quite a lot of remorse in what happened. We are in again for a fifth goal, but not quite. So I don't know.
Which means we are going to eat into the time that Man City start now for sure.
They might even put it back a little bit because it's on Sky as well.
I doubt it. I doubt they're not going to change the 8 o'clock kickoff, unfortunately.
Pretty sure it's another 15, but we'll see about that. That's not our concern at the moment. Well, we'll get through to the end of our stream, and then we'll we'll probably call it there just about. Trying to sort of get back into describing the football. Everton are just sort of passing the ball around their players, but it's come back to us and Moritz. And Lotta will play across field ball over to the left-hand side. Apologies if we haven't quite got the energy and the enthusiasm that was in the first half here. We'll try and keep going the best as we can.
See, that's where the little musical interludes help. That little musical interlude helped me.
Thanks, Amy, do you want to come and say hello to everybody? A prediction here for the Champions League game, if you're interested. So City 2, Madrid 3. You heard it here first. Yeah.
I
not
don't,
helping, is it, mate?
Yeah. I don't think. I think it's going to be. It's not going. It could be. I could be completely wrong in saying that it's going to be completely all over the place, but I think it's going to be much tighter than that. Well, I guess you can see a bit of both. It depends. I think it all depends who. I think it all depends who scores first, really, doesn't it? I think that's the key point in that game. Is that who scores first? If that's Madrid, then that means Man City are going to have to come out. If that's Man City, they're a little bit more because it's at Man City. But that's completely different.
Meantime, in the ladies' game here, Blackstenius has just won a free kick there. We're nearly 61 minutes gone. And Katie McCabe is on the ball.
I think it was also kind of testament to the players that Katie kind of got them towards the end when they couldn't do any more to help their teammate, that she just got everybody in a huddle almost and said, look, unfortunately, this is... We've got to get through the rest of this game as best as we can. Oh, off the bar.
Oh, it still could go in. I think the whistle blown.
It was off.
Side, I think.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I called it straight away.
It was very close though. It was only sort of hand / part of the arm that was offside. It wasn't kind of.
It's a double change here for Everton.
They did make a change as well at half time, but I saw the name of the player and decided to not. It was a Norwegian name that was quite tricky, so I decided.
I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you. But I mean, this might be in response to the red card as well, and I'm sure they don't want to get some serious numbers against them again.
Yeah, and it's taken off they've taken off the player already on the yellow card from the first half.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Makes a lot of sense.
I have a little bit of sympathy for the Everton girls that are out there as well, actually, still. Because it's, what was a very difficult task anyway has just been made a ton more difficult.
Yeah, but ultimately you've got these mistakes happen, don't they? So you've got to keep up the best way that we can, like we've had to. Like it's no different really to us losing all of our players. You've got to just carry on with to the best of your ability.
Yeah. Spencer's going for Madrid in the Champions League.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to not, because I think as Arsenal fans now, if we hope everything in against Man City, we're kind of hoping for the wrong reasons now, aren't we? We're going on kind of, it isn't, I guess. It's again the political side of everything, isn't it?
My thoughts are very much in terms of men's game at the moment. I just want to see a decent response on Saturday. That's what I want to see. And then what will be, you know.
Mm-hmm. I ultimately feel I'm ultimately going to feel very flat about it, though, to be honest, because again, it's kind of when the pressure's off us almost now completely. But that's something we'll tackle on Saturday for sure.
Yeah. In the meantime, Jen Beattie just lets the ball go back to Zimberger as Everton tried to get something there, but it was never really threatening. And we're just going to play it out the back again. Again, I do want to say massive thank you. There's quite a lot of people in the chat again, and you know it's always lovely to see. So thank you very much for being here. Spence, thanks very much for being here. Appreciate you being here again. We'll see you next time. Yeah.
Hey.
Cheers, mate.
Because that's also something you got to think of, isn't it? Like the commitment that people in the States having to get up at the early hours in the morning to games. And
my brother as well. My brother lives in Australia, mate. So Jodie Taylor really has a good effort that's powered away. Be lovely for her to get on the score sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Everton sort of running it out, left back position. And I think they're going to get the free kick in that sort of position now. I don't know who brought it down. Was it Taylor who brought it down? I'm not sure. Did you have a chance to see the Chelsea lineup? I know we're not talking about them, but how strong are they looking for the game today against?
I saw the West Ham team. I think Caitlin Ford's coming up now.
There's Gio.
I saw the West Ham one flash up at the bottom, but that was just before. Have a look. Yeah, there are. I don't think they've been able to. I guess with the strength of their bench, they've been able to make some little changes.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't look like because of course it's their game in hand, so they can't be resting on any sort of form of the other team or anything like that because it's their game in hand. It's as important as this one is for us. So
just thought it go into my head, mate. Is Lisa Evans playing for the Hammers?
Let's have a look.
Scottish striker, of course.
Yes, of course.
Maybe she can come good. Maybe she can do what Iwobi couldn't do against Man City on Saturday.
Again, though, I don't think realistically.
I know.
Yeah, like it still would make a kind of a complete capitulation of other teams for us to. But the main objective is for top three, so that's what we're going for. First and second automatically, and then third go through qualifying. But with our players back, I'm hoping by next season, that's not an issue for us. Jinxed it.
Considering how difficult it has been this season in terms of losing world-class players, particularly the two strikers that we mentioned earlier on, Mead and Viv. You know, I think they've done absolutely brilliant to be where they are right now. The girls, they're doing a fantastic job. And here's a player here, Palova, who I really didn't know much about, but she's come in and done an excellent job, and she's getting better all the time as well.
And it leaves us, because obviously at the minute Jonas is gearing up to the transfer window,
and
it leaves him with a really hard decision actually, because yes, he could bring more in, but then he can't discount the players that are already there. So it gives him a really hard summer, I think, this summer, if I'm honest. Yes, to an element, you go any players that you can bring in that's going to improve the team is always a good option.
Yeah.
But then you've got to take into consideration who's that for or what's their role. So I think it's a tough one. Definitely a tough one for him.
Yeah. But then, we just saw Jem Beattie there, for example. Now, I know that she's at sort of the tail end of her career. They'll probably be looking to get another centre half in, perhaps. I wouldn't imagine it's going to be super easy for Leah Williamson to get fit. Obviously, she's only recently done her injury, leaves us a little bit short in that area of the park. So yeah, it will certainly be a very interesting summer.
And I don't really think trying to get in another striker is completely. I think that's probably needed as well, just so that in preparation, really. Because I don't think we lack in scoring goals, do we? It's just the depth that we've got in our squad, I think, that sometimes lets us down. Of course, at the moment, it's unfortunate.
Talking of unfortunate, it looks like the Everton goalkeeper's out. And she's only just come back into the side today. She hasn't played since January. It's Emily Ramsey. So we'll see another stoppage. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. As I think the Arsenal players are just getting themselves all together here and
trying to show the goals again now.
Yeah, that forward finish, I think I highly underestimated. I must say, just looking back on it, that one there, the nod in was great instincts from Kate.
So we did get. I got 3 and 4 the one way around at half time.
There's Lotters.
And I'm a big fan of the jacket that Jonas is wearing as well, just because it's just styled obviously on the away kit with just the cannon.
Yeah,
it just brings everything with the cannon. Just brings a different feel to everything it's on.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to the core of the football club, doesn't it? Almost. And
definitely, it's a good callback, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's also been the hardest kit to get a hold of this year because of how popular it's been. So, hoping that I'll manage to pick one up.
Nice.
But unfortunately, I was hoping to get champions on the back of it.
It still could happen, son. It could still happen.
We'll see.
Another double change there from Everton, but we'll.
So that must mean they're on. Is that 5? Because they brought one at half time and they've taken 2 off for. Yeah, so that's all their subs used now then, if it's 5.
I did see them put so the strapping around the goalkeeper's ankle.
Okay.
I think they're patching her up and hopefully she's okay.
But they've used, that's their 5 subs. If it's the same rules as men's football, obviously.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the case.
So we've got, I would say, 10, 11 now, maybe, to add on at the end.
Yeah. There's Taylor on the attack for Arsenal on the left-hand side now. Sorry, pullover playing it. Katie is completely unmarked, but offside as well, I think. That's a shame. And thank you for everyone who's sticking with us, by the way. I know Champions League's about to start shortly, so we are appreciating you supporting us and being around the channel. And if you haven't already, check out Retro Football Management on the pinned comment. Appreciated. We'll have a bit of gameplay content coming up within the next couple of days, I would think. It's already loaded in the back end.
Yeah, I look forward to giving it a go myself and just kind of seeing what
it's good fun, mate.
What the game's about.
Mm.
I've managed to kind of just have a quick look at kind of the leagues that there are, and
there's a whole heap of leagues and countries and time periods on there as well, which just makes it quite unique. I've started up a save actually for this season, so not just is it completely retro, it's up to date as well. So I think that's quite a cool little addition. I think it's only just been added. So, but yeah, you'll see that on uploaded content possibly coming up later in the week.
Right. So we're back on the attack again.
Yep.
Spraying the ball about, seeing what can happen.
Getting a chance to see a bit more on Crawl as well. I don't know too much about her. Taken down Doria. Very nice. Katie McKay. It's a deflection and back out to Katie. Pull over and back to Lotta. Bit of momentum's lost on that attack, but I'll build again.
I think you've got so many names you can pick out for player of the match, to be honest. There's quite a few when I've just kind of
I have one
that I could make strong claims for.
There's one name in my mind.
Mm-hmm. I've got one strong candidate, but then I've got, thinking about it, I've got others that are very honourable mention, so it's quite a tough one.
Particularly being how this second half has gone, and particularly because she's a general play, and the fact that, and what you said earlier on as well, with 15 minutes to play, by the way, so we're a bit early in territory here, but I'm thinking of Katie McKay.
Yes, you almost read my mind. It's completely in sync.
That's a Simpsons reference, by the way. It's in sync. Oh, God. Anna knows this reference. She knows what I'm talking about. Long shot, going high and wide there.
And yeah, but at that point, Frida's scored so many goals this season like that. You think every time she gets the ball in and around the area, it's just worth a shot.
Absolutely.
It is.
For me, a definite candidate for most improved of the season.
I was about to say strong candidate for player of the season, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, completely. Yeah.
Taking out even the most improved bit, because...
Do you know what? Yeah, great shout. Gio on the right, and this wins a... No, she doesn't. It's the goal kick. Thought Gio won the corner kick there, but not quite.
Because I think when you think about things like that as well, obviously we've got games left, and it's just consistent performances have to come into like the field of kind of thought.
Sort this thing out with Amy.
I'll just put the comment up. Stacey says hello to Anna.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know Stacey in real life, if you didn't know.
Another shot from long range that was palmed away by the goalkeeper.
And as professional broadcaster as I am, I didn't see it. Whoops. And there's been a red card. But for who? I don't know.
It's no worse than me missing one of the goals in general. So
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And the corner kick went out before it went back in. I think goal kick given here.
See, I've got to commend them from still trying to play out from the back, but just at some point you just got to go, right, let's just get rid of it now.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the old school defender in me, mate. That's what I would be playing.
I get this.
Credit to him. They're still trying out there, and it's hard.
But at this point, it's just kind of, I suppose they've got in their minds of the time that's going to be added on as well. And I guess, but at this point, you just go, that's another.
Oh my God, that's another bad one, wasn't it? Bad tackle on Gio there. Stephanie, I want to try and say, I don't know.
Yeah, again, it's no, it's just
tackle,
isn't it? Like,
what is that? Oh, honestly, I'm like,
really? I don't know how Jonas is staying so calm. If I'm honest, if I'm honest, I don't know how he's standing there like that and staying so calm.
But losing the blooming plot if I was out on that touchline, I think.
You're not long enough.
No, when I lose the plot, I start throwing pens and stuff.
Yeah, but I suppose
at least I can make fun of myself, by the way, guys. If you hadn't seen the clip.
Oh, I thought that was going to loop in then.
Not quite. Keeper did well to just reach up and grab it. I'm not sure she's moving too well.
Yeah, I actually don't think, other than I've been thinking this for a little bit, I think, other than that, I don't think she can really fault herself too much. When you just come back into the team, I don't think she's had a particularly bad game, if I'm honest.
No. It's not her fault that they're losing 4 goals to 0, to be fair.
You're not. Because it's the easy, isn't it? It's the easy to go, wow, it's the goalkeeper that's let in all the 4 goals. People
it's a horrible position.
That you've got 11 players in front that it's got to get through first.
If you've got 11 players in front of you, you're cheating.
Oh, yeah, you are. 10 players in front of you.
Blooper reel.
Oh, that's definitely 2 for me today, isn't it? For sure. A first name wrong, and then adding an extra player into the field of play, even though they've got rid of one now as well.
The important thing is we're talking. Oh dear. It's what the people want, mate. They want to see us be silly. That's my kind of my trademark.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we've had a Ryback mention. We've had a damage control mention. I mean, I think we're doing quite well in terms of keeping it on the football, to be honest.
Name's wrong. Not wanting to pronunciate a name. Yeah, I think we've done fairly well.
Yeah.
I do want to come back to the stadium a little bit as well, because I think it's quite a nice touch to have all the standing around the side as well.
I was just going to say they're absolutely right on the sidelines, aren't they? That's quite nice, quite personal touch to it, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm thinking to have some seats on, because obviously I haven't seen the other side, so I've got no clue if there's seats on the other side. But to have that one stand there, and then to have the rest of us kind of just an open standing, pretty much by the looks of it, is really nice as well, because then it adds that nicer atmosphere, doesn't it? Where you can to interact with the players at the end if they want to.
It's quite full as well, isn't it? Considering obviously there's not a lot of seats and stuff, but there's a lot of people around.
Mm-hmm.
All the way around the perimeter of the ground. It's good to see.
Yeah,
we didn't describe Krul's shot there, but it went straight to the goalkeeper.
Massive shout to the Arsenal fans as well that have travelled.
Yeah, long way to go.
Because with it being this time of kickoff as well, if you're travelling, that's going to take a whole day. Like potentially, if you go in by coach or whatever, that's going to take pretty much a lot of your day out of today to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Big old shout out to the fans up in the ground, definitely. I kind of wonder if our friend Matt Roberts might be there.
Essentially, I spotted the few from the Red and White Army group. Spotted a few of the on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But they're travelling home and away. with them. So it's nice to see. Really
Hmm.
nice to see.
Arsenal on the attack again. Left hand
It's nice.
side.
It gives you that little personal touch, even being at home, doesn't it? Going, oh yeah, I recognise that person, or oh yeah, I know someone that goes. Like it. It's just another.
It was quite nice seeing some of the Champions League games actually, and I'm looking over the Twitter afterwards, and so oh look, there's Adam and there's Matt. It's nice to see.
But then there was also an element where the kind of the Champions League reporters were there with their cameras, going in front of fans and kind of saying, "Well, now can you celebrate?" And I'm going, unless you've scored, that's quite hard to capture, isn't it? Like, and quite hard for you to do almost.
You can't be fake about it. You've got to be sporadic in the moment.
No raw emotion and yeah.
I think that's part of the joy of doing these lives, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's just being, unscripted, completely unscripted. I don't even have my pad in front of me right now.
Yeah, I don't tend to do. Sometimes it's good to have loads of notes, but sometimes ultimately that takes away the kind of just off the cuff because then you're almost focused on sometimes. Oh, right, I must say that now because I've written it down. Or oh, that's an Everton goal. I think that's 4-1.
Corner kick.
I believe it came from a header.
And it's 4-1.
Let's have a look at it then. Massive looping corner. That's a really good header, to be fair. Really good header.
Player on the post probably wanted to do a bit better there, Marnham.
She was quite a way off the post.
Yeah,
if she'd been on the post, then you would have.
Yeah.
Maybe, but being that far away from the line.
Yeah.
Unless you're really, really tall.
Yeah. Right, let me just edit that. Put a little 1 there. And there we go. 4-1. There we go. We're up to date. That's going to annoy Zimberger, that's for sure.
Sure, yeah, but I don't think there's ultimately a lot she can do. Again, there's not a lot she can do about that. It's a really good corner for one, and then a pinpoint header into parts of the net that makes it harder to defend against. But yeah, unfortunate. She'll be. I guess that's because that's what she goes on, clean sheets, isn't it? So she'll.
Yeah. Bring again. Pass on the left hand side has gone a little bit wide, but they still can recycle it.
Oh.
Low ball in, it's intercepted at near post, and we're away again.
That was looking more dangerous than first four.
Do you know what? That was probably their best little bit of open play during the whole match.
Gosh, so the stats have just come up. Shots 4-1 for them. Yeah. We got 17-11 in our favour.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe Arsenal will want to respond to this. Won't do it that way.
But then also, it's also a little bit of game management, isn't it? And realising time and realising you actually really want to push now, because although pushing may get you another goal, it can leave you then short of the back, can't it? So,
yeah,
really, it's all about just managing the time that we've got left.
Yeah. And like you quite rightly said a bit ago, mate, there's going to be quite a bit added on here, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
So we're likely to be seeing another at least 12 minutes, I suppose.
Right.
And I know who that is. That's Catley, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that is McKay coming off.
Katie McKay coming off, yeah.
Yeah. Surprising me voice there, because
no,
I wouldn't be taking her off at all.
I think I would. I think that's looking on to Sunday, I suppose. that's
Yeah, I
in
suppose.
the back of Jonas' mind, and he's thinking, well, Sunday's coming up. We've got a 3-goal lead at the moment, so in order to protect the players, and Stina came off as well.
Is that a younger player coming off? Godfrey. Yes, I recognise her. I think she debut on last game.
I'm going to have a little look.
I'm pretty sure she debuted in the last game against Brighton. Possibly for the last couple of minutes. This will be good. She'll have a good at least 10 minutes, I would imagine, to play.
Yeah, you're right, because she was on loan. It was the one that was on loan at Ipswich. And then
yeah.
Came on for the last minute of the Brighton game.
So she's kind of on the same sort of time here, but there's going to be a lot more time added on here.
Yeah, so
we'll soon find out how much.
18 years old.
Wow.
I'm really surprised actually that I think that could be one to look out for.
10 minutes.
Came on towards the end towards the end of the Champions League game, a younger player, an attacking minded player that made a really, really good account of herself when she came on. She just
corner flag getting involved there.
Yeah, so 10 minutes. Yeah. I think that's quite generous, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to say it, but I think I called it.
I think I said 11, didn't I? Or something like that. But yeah, I think 10's, if not exact, very much.
I mean, I don't have a stopwatch going or anything like that, boys and girls. I don't. Oh. You're right there, mate.
I am, yeah. It was just a little yawn.
I know how you feel, son. Oh, it's been a long day. I feel during my work break, I was busy doing stuff on the admin side of this channel. So,
right.
But I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, on the attack.
Come on, the Arsenal. Let's get another one. Cross coming into the box, looking out for Gio, but not quite. She's been well covered there, actually.
That's what I was going to say. That's never going out. I don't think that's a free kick. Oh, I would say that's really generous, actually.
Penalty. No.
I wouldn't say that was necessarily because the ball wasn't going out. So
let's have a look.
It probably won't show it. It won't. But the ball wasn't going out.
No.
So the player was only trying to. Jodie Taylor, I think it was, that came through and kind of tried to go around the player to get the ball back. I don't think there was anything necessarily massively wrong with that.
No, probably not. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to matter too much, he says.
Oh, yeah. He says.
Aaron
Of course. Aaron to the word of caution.
I mean, that's never gone against me before, so I'm sure I'll be fine.
So they have kicked off in the Man City game.
Okay.
There has been a shot from Walker.
Murray Walker.
This is likely replay. The first knock into the first leg. Real Madrid sitting deep, allowing City to play. So,
what could possibly go wrong on that?
Yeah, I don't really like reading that out, to be honest, but there we are.
No.
Everton on the attack again. Although we've got all of our team back, so there is literally 3 players in their half, which is good to see.
Do you know what? It almost feels to me. I know Everton have got their goal and stuff, but it almost feels to me that I think they'll be quite happy with both sets to come off the field about now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't think we've got our rhythm at all since the nasty injury, and that's totally understandable as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's just kind of because I suppose at half time you go in thinking, yes, I've still got 45 minutes to play, but at 4-0, we're doing very well.
Yeah.
We've got 1 foot over that line, basically, because you can never have both feet over, because we know from watching men's football for too long that that's not the way to do it. But to then be completely ultimately flattened by knowing that another one of your players potentially is out, then yeah, it's completely
no potential about it. It's clearly a bad one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a surprise to see them being able to sort of get back to them levels. But look, ultimately, I'm going to say this with the efforts all trying to wrap the stream up in about 5 minutes' time. You know, we're looking like we're going to get the 3 points that we ultimately came to Everton here to do today. It's exactly what we need to do. Hopefully, that we'll be able to sort of build on that. Hopefully, we can still be in this fight. Hello, Niall Kane. Welcome into the stream. Hello, mate.
Oh, we're in again now. Safe.
Comes in and well saved. She's got down very well to the near post there. That's the new player coming in, isn't it? I think. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's cool.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, she's relatively new today.
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's, to go back to what we said, I think Katie gets man of the match.
Person of the match.
Of the match. As we now call it.
Taylor playing it across. We've got a chance for another goal here, and no, not quite.
But there's loads of honourable mentions. I think Caitlin Ford for the work in the first half to ultimately put us at 4. Lotta making that goal saving tackle at 1-0.
On top of that, a goal as well.
On top of that, a goal. I think you can make a case for pretty much all of them, to be honest. Marnham, BT.
Yeah.
Another one that's kind of been there is Raffaelli. Not particularly stood out massively, but she's given that solidity at the back. Yeah, I think you can make a case
for the first half that she played. Yeah, absolutely, she was good.
No,
Save for the goalkeeper. Strong finish to the game for Arsenal there. Good little move. Gio with a shot, well saved. Corner kick, I think. Would I be right in saying so? Surely?
Came off the post and.
Oh, okay. What do I know? I know nothing, clearly.
Though. Attacking again.
There's Steph Catley. Hey, mate, do you want to get your big moment on screen before we go? Thanks. Do you want to say hello? Come on then. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Say hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. How are you? How are you?
Yes.
Yes.
Echo.
Echoes.
Echo.
Echoes.
Amy, who do you think's been the best player?
The best.
It's McCabe.
It's McCabe.
Stacey says hello to Amy. Say hello, Stacey.
Hello, Stacey.
Good girl.
Yes.
So we're live on YouTube.
That's another YouTube.
Isn't that clever?
Not credit.
So subscribe
Subscribe
to
to
Guna
Goodness
Gathering.
Gatherings.
There you go. Perfect. Good girl.
Good girls.
The last sort of 30 seconds coming up on my clock here, mate. Arsenal getting the ball out of the defence. I have a strange feeling that the game's going to end at 4-1. That's a big prediction for you.
Oh, you say that? Oh, it's almost 5.
Yeah.
No.
I think the offside flag may have been up there anyway. I think Taylor might have been just slightly off.
Yes. Only not by much though.
Yeah, just
Full
a
time.
little bit. And there you are. Full-time whistle, everybody. And Arsenal get the 3 points away from home, didn't they, Amy? You happy with that? Yeah.
Yes.
So, Amy, have you enjoyed being on the stream?
Yes.
So where can they find you on social media, Amy? You can find us at Guna Gathering on Twitter.
On Twitter.
There you go. Go on, do you want to go back to Mum? There you go. So Arsenal moving 3 points behind Man United, the leaders. To be honest, Sam, I think we'll wrap it up because it's been a difficult evening. I suppose my final thought is just obviously hoping that Leah Waltie's okay.
Absolutely.
And sending her best wishes, and hopefully we'll get some news on what's going on there within the next couple of days. I want to say massive thank you to everyone who's been watching us. This has been a really fun and very quick 2 hours of the day, I must say. Been a lot of fun. Thank you, Sam, for joining us again.
Hey.
It's been really good. So before we go, mate, there you go. There's all our social medias for the whole team. Where can they find you, sir?
So Sam Wilson on Twitter with the 1 being in the space of the I of Wilson.
Thank you very much. And as Amy very kindly said, she can find all of us at Guna Gathering. Can find me at Guna Lee Meads. Make sure you find us on the TikTok as well for some very creative little clips. I'm sure you'll appreciate them, I'm sure. I would imagine I wouldn't expect to see a live stream unless something major breaks tomorrow. I expect to see at least myself and Posh Bertie on stream on Friday for a bit of a preview show. And we'll be back live as well for the live match on Saturday, early evening against Nottingham Forest. And we'll see where we go from there. That's as far as my planning goes. Chelsea game, when's that? Is that Sunday?
Sunday. The Chelsea game between us is Sunday at 12:30. So all four of our goals today were scored in 13 minutes. Good note.
Fantastic. That's good to hear. Well, we'll have a little discussion in our group. We'll see what we'll do about that game. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Take care all. Have a good evening.